What is up, you guys? We are in the Boss today. Extremely hot day here in SoCal. Got the AC blasting. I usually never run the AC unless I absolutely need to. So pretty hot day. Car's, doing it fantastic. We are at Ace Hardware right now. About to go in. My new splitter rod showed up yesterday. The hardware is good. I got a lock nut for them, which is good. That way I don't have to worry about it rattling off. The washer is a little small, so I'm gonna go in there and get some bigger, thicker washers. We're gonna be starting a paint touch-up. I ordered paint touch-up for the car. I ordered these little paintbrush things. It's basically for paint touch-up. And we're gonna get all these little rock chips filled in and all that good stuff. So I'll keep you posted throughout the whole process. Oh, another thing with these is there's no nut on the end of this, and they kind of just move freely. So I'm thinking I might get an extended bolt and run a nut and bolt on that so they can stay in place and not rattle off. And then, like I said, the washers are gonna get thicker and a little bit wider. And yeah, these are a little bit different than the ones I had. The ones I have on them are on the car right now are carbon fiber. This is like a nice black alloy metal. I liked that the end of it right here covered a lot more surface area. So I went with these. They were like $15 on Amazon. So we're gonna give these a try, see how they work. If they don't, I'll end up going back to the carbon fiber ones. But car's looking good. We're heading into Ace right now. Got what we needed, some new bolts, new washers, lock nuts for these. Should prolong them from coming undone and everything like that, and it's totally worth it. I mean, probably gonna be less than $5 worth of bolts and stuff. So also grab some thread locker. Never can be too safe, but I'm gonna put these on today, replace that one, and put the new one in where the one's missing. So we're gonna start assembling the splitter rods with all the new hardware. I got everything laid out here. New longer bolt, lock nuts, which is good, so I don't have to worry about them vibrating out. But yeah, let's start. So we'll grab this and we'll undo the factory bolts, put that there, and then we've got the new one, run that through. And I've got the tool right here with the Allen key, and we're just gonna put this through, grab one of our lock nuts, start threading that on, and now it's tight. So it's finally caught. It is a 7mm. So what we'll do now is hold it there and basically tighten it up. There's threads on the inside of this, so that's why it's like that. And then we'll just tighten this guy up until it sits flush. That way it's just a second spot of precaution, and it looks like it's turning the nut now, so it should be tight enough. And boom, so we have the upgraded hardware. Yeah, it's a little bit more bulky compared to this, where it's just like the bolt just goes straight through. I don't want to mess with that. And then we'll take this little tiny thin washer that they came with off, and I went to Ace and grabbed this little bit wider circumference, about the size of the actual splitter. So we'll put that on, a little bit thicker as well, if you see right there. And this will be what bolts to the bumper and the splitter. So I got the thread locker for when I extend these out. They're adjustable. There's a threaded piece on the inside of this. So this is how they extend. It's basically a piece of all thread. And what I'm going to do is drop the thread locker in there and then thread these in about there on each side and put it together, and it should be the correct length and everything like that. Alright, so I got everything set up. Cool thing about the bags, was able to raise them up because the jack wouldn't fit under it with it at normal ride height, but raise it up a little bit, fit the jack under, got it jacked up just enough to where I can fit my arm in there. Got a blanket down so I don't get like filthy and dirty. I actually was able to get this one tightened without taking the bumper off. I was able to slip my fingers in the back there, so this is nice and just snug for right now until I get it situated. I'm gonna drop the thread locker in these, connect the two, and then tighten this bottom one, tighten the top one down, and yeah, it should be solid. I take this guy out, grab our thread locker, orange. They didn't have red, or I would have went with red, but this was the next best thing that they had. Oh great, gotta cut it. Gonna grab this and just do a nice fair amount in there. Drop this guy in there. Tighten it up. Now I'm gonna grab this, do the same thing. Drop a couple dabs, fill it up a little bit. Should be good there. And I just totally forgot. This piece has to go on, so slide this guy in it and then plop it back down. Alright, so it caught the threads there. Now we just gotta bring it down to this and put the nut and bolt back on it. Alright, so top's secure. Gotta go back there and just tighten that up one more time. It's on there, holding the bumper, the splitter up, so that's good. Wondering if maybe the bulb's bad because the connections are good, or looked good. But side marker, all it was just unplugged, so I plugged it back in and that was an easy fix. So now we're gonna figure out the fog light. Look there, you can see it. The fog light bulb is actually what's probably blown in it, so I'm just gonna put that back, order probably 2 new LED ones, so I can change both of them at the same time. Front end is all done, bolts are all tightened. Bolts that were missing were replaced with either a solid zip tie or a clip. These are the splitter rods. Like them a lot better. I know they're not carbon, but the black, I mean, you couldn't even really tell they were carbon, and they were just kind of cheaply made, so these ones are a lot better. Everything's fixed. Splitter rods look good. I think I like them a little bit more because I was able to tighten them up so it would support the bumper more. Just looks really good. So I am going to start the paint touch-up. I ordered these on Amazon. They were like $7-8, and they're basically just little tiny paint touch-up brushes. They're, you know, disposable. I got the OEM Motorcraft Race Red paint touch-up pen. So this is the paint and clear coat that I'm going to be using on the Boss today to do the paint touch-up. As you can see, you know, that's a chip in the paint. That's a chip in the paint. The car's really dirty right now too, so I'm gonna wipe it off before I start. But chip, and you know, just, you know, it's 2013, so you know the car's got some age. You know, I expect it to have some rock chips, but glad I can try this out. This is probably the worst section right here. You can see them pretty clearly right there. So we're gonna see what these paint touch-up pens do, and yeah, we'll give this a shot and I'll get some footage of it. All right, so we're just gonna try it like this first. Just want to do these little tiny dabs, nothing too crazy. These little pens help out a lot too. These little paintbrush sticks. Make sure you don't have a bunch of excess, and they only hold a little bit of paint, so you're not stuck with a bunch of raised edges and all that stuff. So the key though with it is just making sure you re-dip it, and you just want to be as fine as you possibly can. This is what I've got so far. There's still a bunch of little ones. I really need to wipe it off first. I just kind of wanted to test this stuff out to make sure the color was pretty close, and I'm happy with it. Today we're doing a pretty fun install. Super simple. Just need basic hand tools to do this. Basically, we're going to be installing the ARP wheel studs. Just a stronger metal, a little bit longer. As you can see, these are the stock ones. I already got everything taken off. We're going to want to remove the brake caliper. Don't let it hang. So I just got this bungee cord to hold it up. While it's sitting there, you get the rubber mallet, knock off the rotor, and then it'll open up this for you to get access to the back side of the stud, which is, you know, makes it a lot easier. But this is the original, and this will be the length with the new extended studs. So now what we're going to do is take a regular hammer and hit these out, and then you'll put this through, and you'll want to tighten it with this. This is a lug nut seating tool. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to pull it through, this will go on, and you always want to get an extra lug stud that you don't care about. I kind of call these the sacrificial lug nuts because they are going to be trash after. And then what you're going to do is take the impact gun or the air gun, and you're just going to want to tighten it until it fully seats in there, and then you just repeat the process for all 5 and then slap it back together. So it's pretty simple, super simple install. And then so with the new lug, the lug studs, these are the old lug nuts, and they're closed acorn style. And I went with the same ones, except these ones are open-ended, and they're the same style. It'll let the lug stud throughout the whole thing. So you just take your normal hammer. I already marked where the notch is because there's a notch right here, so they need to be in the same spot for the speed sensor is my guess, but it's already marked. And then you just like that, and then you kind of want to watch out for the speed sensor, make sure it doesn't hit. But this is the old one and this is the new one. And then your next step is you're going to want to feed it through, and you're going to want to put that notch where you marked it on the back side, just like that. And you're going to want to feed the lug nut all the way through until this is seated flush. And then now we'll just grab a socket and tighten this until it's completely seated on the back side. It's nice and flush. Sturdy and straight too. That's the key with this tool. You can pick these up on Amazon for like less than 10 bucks. You know, before I would just try the washer method, which is where you just get a bunch of thick like grade 8 washers and just zap it on that way. But for 10 bucks, I mean, this is probably equivalent to what you would spend for washers anyways for the grade 8 ones. And you can reuse this thing, you know, as many times as you need. But yeah, definitely worth the investment to do this job correctly. So they're all in. They all look straight to me. Now I'm just gonna do a double check to make sure they're all seated. That one's seated. That one's seated. 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 And seated. So now what we'll do is we'll throw the rotor back on, the brake caliper, and the wheel, and see how they look. Aftermath of the install of the ARP wheel studs. And then this is the stock look. Close-ended lug nuts, like I said, really a lot shorter. So I'm pretty excited to put those on the rears tomorrow. Got another lug nut, so I'm not reusing the same one that presses the new studs in on all four corners. I bought two. One for the fronts, and this one will be for the rears. And keep in mind the studs have different part numbers. These are for the rears. The ones that I put on were obviously for the front, so that's the part number for the rear. I think the part number for the front is 100-7722. So just something to keep in mind. I do have to still go through the car and do some paint touch up, but I really need to clean it first, so I'll probably do that at a future date. I got the main chips that were bugging me the most out of the way, so yeah, everything's moving along. Car is done. ARP studs are all fixed. New fog lights are in. I'll show you that too. ARP studs on the rear, ARP on the front. Check out these new fog lights. Look really killer. Yeah, car's coming together. Think next install video that I'm gonna do, I'm going to finally install the white line rear sway bar and the Eibach front sway bar. I was thinking when I was working on the studs that I think it would look really nice, and I'm gonna try it because I've never done it before. Scuffing the Brembos and painting them to match the car, and basically just switching this, doing race red paint and then black lettering for the brakes, and then same for the rears. Just paint them red. That concludes today's video. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you're a subscriber, and you like, comment, and do all that stuff on the video. I'm gonna slow down on uploads for the next couple weeks. I got my real estate test at the end of this month, so I gotta shift my focus on that. I plan to pick back up on the videos in August and get some more footage for you guys. Stay tuned for next video. We're gonna take the car to a Cars and Coffee / dyno day meet, so pretty fun.